Hello everybody, it's Tim again here with another movie review. This time for Godzilla vs. Kong! The battle of the century. The movie everyone's talking about. But yeah, if you've seen my other videos, I'm kind of a fan of the MonsterVerse. Like, just to catch you up to date on my opinions on these films. Sorry about that. Hold on, let me adjust my light here. I do most of my videos in the vehicle, so sometimes I gotta adjust the light. But yeah, just to jump into my review here for Godzilla vs. Kong, just to give an idea of what I thought about the other films, to maybe kind of give you an idea of how you might feel about this if you're watching my review. I liked Godzilla 2014. Like, my problem with it was pretty much the same problem everyone else had. There's not enough monster action. There's not enough Godzilla. Too much focus on the humans that no one cares about. And when you would get monster, like, I don't mind a little bit of teasing. Like, I get the artistic idea, but when you did get Godzilla, like, almost every single time it was like a cock tease and you never really got to see the battle. And so it just really pissed me off, like, constantly. It just felt like I think, what's his name who directed that movie? Like, was it Gareth Edwards or something like that? I think he also did the movie Monsters, which was also not about the monsters. It was just like a drama. He's just not really the right director for these types of films because he wants to focus almost all on the human drama, which you just don't give a crap about. If you like kaiju movies and Godzilla films, you don't care about that kind of stuff. Not really. The humans are just serviceable. They're just there. So the first one, 2014, I thought was good. It was fine. I liked it, but it didn't blow me away or nothing. Godzilla King of the Monsters, like, critics didn't like because they honestly, what's funny is critics complained about Godzilla 2014 due to lack of monster action, and they complained about Godzilla King of the Monsters for too much monster action. King of the Monsters I actually did really like. As a Godzilla film, I thought it was great. I'd give it a 4 out of 4, unlike the first one's 3, which I thought was just fine, standard. King of the Monsters I thought was great. I really enjoyed the King Ghidorah, like, battles against Godzilla and everything, and seeing Rodan and all that. That was pretty cool. Kong Skull Island I also thought was great, and it is kind of a better made movie than Godzilla King of the Monsters. But as a Godzilla fan, first and foremost, I enjoyed King of the Monsters better. But in terms of, like, writing quality, I would say Skull Island is probably the best of these flicks. But at the same time, Skull Island is a much more easier kind of concept to do because it's just a bunch of people trapped on Skull Island with King Kong. That's pretty much it. This one, Godzilla vs. King Kong, has been highly anticipated. If you've seen my other videos, I didn't really want to support Warner Brothers and any of their properties because of the way they're treated Zack Snyder and David Ayer, not releasing their cuts of the movies and until now, like with Zack Snyder's cut and how they keep treating DC fans. And I still have not supported them, so you can't call me a hypocrite. If you've seen that video and you're watching this one, I'm not a hypocrite. I won't say how I watched this film, but it wasn't exactly through Warner Brothers. But yeah, in this film, the story is pretty simple here. Like, it's pretty much what you see in the trailers. Godzilla's the villain. He's destroying everything. You got Millie Bobby Brown back, who was in Stranger Things. She was in King of the Monsters. She isn't really needed here. Like, I get why she's here. It's just because she's in Stranger Things, the really popular TV series right now, like the most popular one, I think. So I get why she's here, but her plot isn't really needed. Like, her whole point of being here is to, like, prove that Godzilla's not actually psychotic and evil, like, to prove why he's destroying stuff and what's going on. It's pretty... The problems here is Godzilla is pretty much a villain, like, straight up for the first half of the flick. Pretty much almost to the climax, which I liked. When he shows up to come after Kong, he's, like, blowing stuff up left and right, really cool action scenes, and he's, like, looking through the fire, looking at Kong, like, being carted away, and you just got a look on his face like, next time, It's really funny. But yeah, Godzilla makes a great villain. And the problem I have with it is I feel like it would have been better to, like, eliminate the Millie Bobby Brown thing and you got, like, I think the actor's name is Brian Tyler Henry, I believe. I know he was in the Child's Play remake as the cop in there. He's good here. He's not great. He's not anything amazing, but he's pretty much comedy relief. He's a conspiracy theory nut who teams up with Millie Bobby Brown to try to figure out why Godzilla's going crazy and becoming evil. But I liked him here. He was the only one of the humans I really actually liked, only because he was funny. He's just the comedy relief, and his jokes were pretty funny. Like, he keeps calling this other little fat kid who's supposed to be like this tech kid who is hanging out with Millie Bobby Brown for, like, no reason. He really has no purpose in the plot. Like, the biggest thing he does at the end of the movie is he takes, like, some alcohol and throws it on a computer monitor and messes things up for Mechagodzilla. That's pretty much it. He didn't need to be there. You could have just got Millie Bobby Brown to do that. He was pointless. But, just his comedy was funny to me. I enjoyed him for the most part. Like, not every joke works, but for the most part, I liked him. He was good. The rest of the human characters are all, like, their acting is fine. Millie Bobby Brown is totally good, fine here, but her character is just not really needed. She's okay. All the human characters are okay. The dude who played her father in the last movie is back, and he's only in, like, 2 scenes, maybe, and he's completely worthless here. Pretty much at the beginning talking to her, and then he shows up at the end, like, oh, I'm so glad you're okay. It's like, he's pointless. He could be completely cut out. He really should just probably just have like 1 scene or something, or just not have been mentioned at all, and just be like, yeah, he's on another part of the globe somewhere. He's pointless here. But pretty much what I don't like though is like right at the beginning of the movie, like after Godzilla attacks this base and blows stuff up, like right after that you got Millie Bobby Brown like hearing the conspiracy guy on the radio, played by I believe Brian Tyler Henry, like saying like there's gotta be some kind of reason for why Godzilla's doing this. Automatically to just like put it in the audience's face that yeah, Godzilla's not evil, he's not winning against humanity. There's something going on here on why he's doing that. I would have liked it better. Like I like Godzilla as a villain in this movie. I would have liked it better if he was just like it was more of a mystery and you didn't really learn what the hell was going on, why he's doing it to the end. Spoiler, the reason he's doing it is because he was blowing up a base because they're making Mechagodzilla underground. And like one of the villains in this movie is supposed to be the son of like Ken Watanabe's character or grandson or something like that, like Serizawa's character. But they never really even state that in the movie. He just kind of has the last name, but they never really do anything with it. And King Kong is the hero here. He's the underdog hero. I'll just go ahead and spoil it. Godzilla wins the fight. Like every time they fight, Godzilla kicks Kong's ass. Like when Kong gets the axe though at the end of it in their big fight in Hong Kong, and it's beautiful looking cinematography. Hong Kong looks really good with the lighting and everything. But when they fight at the end in Hong Kong, when Kong has the axe, he does manage to overpower Godzilla for a little bit with the big, like, he hits and it makes a big blast type scene or whatever from the trailer. It just manages to, like, knock Godzilla down, but it doesn't kill him or really damage him bad. It just kind of knocks him down. But then right after that, like, Godzilla a little bit later just, like, gets up and starts chasing after Kong. Kong is, like, on the ground, like, trying to pull his stuff away from Godzilla, like kicking him with his feet. Godzilla's like biting his feet and everything. It's really cool battle. Like if you come for the action, like the Kong and Godzilla, like one-on-one fights are great here. They're really good. But yeah, Godzilla pretty much kicks Kong's ass. Like they let you know right off the bat that Kong is outmatched. And that might piss some King Kong fans off. Like if you're really hardcore Team Kong, you may be pissed off about that. But if you go into this like non-biased and just watch it like as a movie, this is an awesome flick. I just go ahead and say it. 4 out of 4. This is the best MonsterVerse movie out of the group. But for me, as a Godzilla fan, first and foremost, I prefer King of the Monsters over this as a personal taste thing. But like I said, this is the best movie of the group. Like when it comes to the Godzilla and Kong action, it is awesome. Like with them fighting, like Kong swinging around buildings while Godzilla's like firing his atomic breath at him. But they make it clear to you that Kong is like way outmatched, which he realistically would be. Godzilla can like withstand friggin' nuclear blasts, and they focused like this franchise so much on Godzilla's character and only gave Kong like 1 movie that they should have probably have gave him like another movie before now to amp him up, but they focused so much of this franchise on the Godzilla character that by now they've got Godzilla like so god tier, like character level wise, by now that it doesn't feel like a real fair fight. And it's not like really like Kong gets his ass kicked almost in every fight. Oh, in every fight, really, except for the one time when he's manages to like get the best of him for a little bit with the axe. But they do even it out towards the end. I'll get to it. But yeah, like Godzilla like literally kills King Kong. He's dying. And he's won. Godzilla's won. Like King Kong is dying, and they have to like restart his heart. Like I believe the guy's name is like Alexander Skarsgård. I think he plays the Randall Flagg character on the new Stan miniseries. But he's okay here. All the actors are like okay. They got like this little girl who speaks sign language who is like friends with Kong, and he respects her and cares about her. Like they do the whole thing of King Kong, how he's empathetic towards humans and all that to make you root for him because Godzilla is like a god. He doesn't care about the humans. It's like they're piss ants, whatever. Who cares? But yeah, Kong though he's really sympathetic towards humans. Like even though there's even a scene where he like he saves the humans from like these dragon beasts that's in like this hollow earth thing or whatever that they can go get to through a portal, and that's where Kong finds his axe in the movie. They pretty much get Kong to bring him to take on Godzilla because Godzilla's destroying stuff and they don't know why. It's pretty simple to judge from the trailers like what the plot's gonna be. But and they're like rival alphas because they're both alphas, and Godzilla, of course, comes after Kong. When they fight for the first time, like in the water, Kong is like totally outmatched. When they fight on land, Kong has a much better like odds of winning because he has the axe and stuff, and he holds his own much better. When they fight in the water, because Godzilla can breathe underwater, he dominates Kong. You get like some cool fights though, some cool moments with Kong though. Like, don't let me get me wrong, they really do a great job of like showing Kong as the underdog and showing him still whooping ass, even though he's not, even though he is the underdog in the fight. Like when you see that scene in the trailer, like from the trailer where he punches Godzilla in the face, it's really cool. But when Godzilla gets him in the water, like the fight's over. Godzilla's drowning Kong. He's almost dead, like literally about to die. Like movie done. But Kong gets saved by the military guys that are like Alexander Skarsgård and everything. They like launch some weapons or whatever at Godzilla to get Kong free. But yeah, you get to the end of the movie. Most people know this by now. Mechagodzilla is the real villain, of course. Mechagodzilla shows up at the end. His design is good. I don't think he looks great. I think I liked his design better in the Japanese films. But here he still looks good. I liked him. They got Mechagodzilla like he's powered by like the skull of King Ghidorah, which I believe was in a bonus scene. Showed how they got it in a bonus scene at the end of King of the Monsters, if I remember right. But yeah, he's powered by King Ghidorah's skull, and of course he becomes sentient, and the King Ghidorah personality like takes over the body, and he kills the dude who was like his creator. One other thing is the human villains here. The humans are the real villain of the movie. Like they're the ones that's causing Godzilla to go crazy, which causes the people to bring Kong to have them to fight. Which after they've built up Godzilla so much as a hero in this series, like it does make sense not to have him or King Kong be like a straight out villain. But at the same time, King Kong is the hero of this flick. It's told directly from his point of view. That's how they balance it, because the Godzilla wins the fight and beats Kong in all the fights that they have. Even even though Kong holds his own really well, like by the end of each fight, Godzilla is the winner. But they balance it by having the movie being told from Kong's perspective and having Kong save Godzilla at the end. Like, of course, as you can predict, Kong loses the fight, but Godzilla is getting overpowered by Mechagodzilla. They've got Mechagodzilla, like, this is the most, like, I believe, souped up ever I've seen this character, even from the Japanese flicks. Like, he's way powerful here, even more powerful than King Ghidorah from the last film. He's whooping Godzilla's ass, and he's about to kill him by holding his mouth open and breathing his, like, a atomic laser breath down his throat to kill him, like the Mutos, I believe, were done in Godzilla 2014. But before he gets to, Kong has been brought back because his heart stopped and they had to like defibrillate him with this like big electromagnetic pulse blast that brings him back. And he goes there because the little girl tells him to help Godzilla and everything, and it's kind of a sweet moment. They never really explain why he has this caring of this little girl, but their chemistry is good. Like Godzilla and Kong are the best characters here. The human characters are just they're just okay. They're just there. The little girl was fine. Nobody's acting was really bad here. They just weren't. It's just they're all underdeveloped human characters because it's impossible to go into a movie like this and really give a crap about the human characters that much. Like, King Kong is the best character here. I'll say this as a Godzilla fan. King Kong was my favorite character in this flick. He was great here, and Godzilla was awesome here as well. But like I said, Godzilla's not in this movie anywhere near as much as King Kong. It's probably like, out of like 100, I would say it's like maybe 40% Godzilla and 50%, the 60% Kong, I'd say. It's mostly about Kong. It's his story. One other thing is, this movie is much shorter. It could have been longer. It's much shorter than King of the Monsters, and I get why there were people who complained about that movie being too long. This film could have used a little bit more length. Like, this is the opposite effect where it is a little bit too short. Like, it goes in a very tight 2-hour mandate. But at the same time, though, by the time it's done, you feel like you've just kind of like had a sugar rush of fun if you're a fan of this type of stuff. But at the same time, it still could have been a little bit longer. It does feel like certain scenes have been deleted or taken out. Like I said about the Surazawa thing or whatever, about this being his son or nephew or whatever. They don't really go into it, and I'm guessing that might have been a deleted scene that was removed. And then another thing, they don't show how they really like capture Kong and get him off his Skull Island onto a boat to take the fight Godzilla. They don't really explain how they got him. He's just there, and like the next scene, it's just like, oh, okay. That feels like something that was probably deleted. But or if they did explain it, I missed it in the line of dialogue or whatever. But yeah, you get to the end, Godzilla's about to be killed by Mechagodzilla, and then Kong shows up there and pretty much saves his life. And then they team up on Mechagodzilla, and neither one, pretty much, it takes like 3 factors of 3 fractions of groups to, or 2, It pretty much takes three people all together to take out Mechagodzilla is what I'm trying to say. Neither King Kong or Godzilla can take him. Even teamed up, they can't take him. Like, King Kong's about to get killed again by Mechagodzilla's tail when friggin' the humans have to, like, throw some alcohol on his computer pad and mess up his weaponry for a minute. And that's when Godzilla, you get a cool, really cool team-up moment. Godzilla shoots his atomic breath and charges up Kong's axe, which can absorb power and stuff like that, radiation and things, and it absorbs it, and then Kong, like, chops off Mechagodzilla's tail in a really cool scene, like the tip of it, and then starts chopping Mechagodzilla to pieces and then finishes him off. So pretty much the way they've structured it is the movie ends on Kong. Like, after that, they kind of give each other, like, a knowing look, like, and Godzilla's like, I'm going to kick your ass now if I need to, but Kong throws down the axe like, I don't want none. After that battle with Mechagodzilla and after him dying pretty much in the Godzilla versus Kong fight. And so after that, Godzilla just turns around and walks away in the water. And the movie just kind of ends on Kong, like, being brought back home happily at Skull Island or whatever, through the Hollow Earth portal thing that they discover in the movie. So it's like a happy ending, and he's like pounding his chest, and everybody's happy and all that, and it's playing like, this is the air that I breathe when I love you. Yeah, so it's a really happy ending. So it's like a feel-good movie. Like I said, this is the best movie of the MonsterVerse so far. But at the same time, as a Godzilla fan who just wants a lot more Godzilla than Kong, or more of an equal split, I preferred King of the Monsters. At the same time, though, I completely understand why they told the movie from Kong's point of view. Like, Kong is a much more sympathetic human character who really bonds with humans and has more emotion and stuff like that. Godzilla is just like a literal god who just like is like puny humans like the Hulk or something. And that's what makes him a great monster, because he's so badass. But with Kong, it's more, the sympathetic human type thing. And so I get why you'd want to play it from his point of view. At the same time, though, I feel like you could have had a little bit more Godzilla here. But by the end, with Godzilla winning the fight and the big epic Mechagodzilla fight at the end and all that, and Godzilla winning pretty much all the fights, that it evens out. But at the same time, this is a Kong movie, and if you're a Kong fan who's okay with them going with a more realistic approach of course Godzilla would win this fight, then I don't see why you wouldn't enjoy this movie. But if you're a Godzilla fan, you might be a little disappointed because there's not as much Godzilla as there is Kong. But as is, this is still an awesome flick, and I do recommend it. I don't recommend Warner Brothers because I'm not a supporter anymore of them, because after how they've treated Snyderverse and Zack Snyder and David Ayer and talking about fans and everything, they've just pissed me off to no end. Maybe they can, of course, they can rebound as a studio with me, and I'll start supporting them, their products again, like officially, by watching them on their own official streaming channels like HBO Max. But yeah, as is though, just for this being a movie, this is an awesome flick. The best. This is the best of the MonsterVerse flicks, but still my favorite is Godzilla King of the Monsters. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I think if you're a King Kong fan, you should enjoy it, unless you're just like really wanting him to win and you're just not open to the idea of him losing against Godzilla. But I think logically he should lose because Godzilla is so powerful in this franchise. Unless you pulled like a major ass pull, I don't see how you could have King Kong win. Maybe you could write it to where he does. I don't know, but it wouldn't feel right to me, and not in this series. But yeah, 4 out of 4. It's an awesome flick. I recommend it. If you're a kaiju fan, you should check it out. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again. Oh, one more thing. If they do make another one of these, I don't really know what they're gonna do, because this is pretty much as big as you can get. I mean, you could bring in Space Godzilla and all that, but this is the big versus movie. Really, what could you build up to besides doing just another standard Godzilla movie? Like, maybe you could have like a Godzilla and King Kong team up movie instead of a versus movie where they go fight like something new or something. I don't know, like Space Godzilla or something, or Mecha Kong. I guess you could do that maybe. But this kind of does feel like the be all end all of this series. But maybe you could surprise me. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I enjoyed this, so if they want to do like another standalone Godzilla or standalone Kong movie, that's cool. I'm fine with it. But at the same time, if they do stop here, I'm also fine with it. This feels like a good ending to this series. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again.